Hi, my name is Jessica Barco and I am the founder of the Maywood Education Fair. To give you some history and some context for the City of Maywood Education Fair, first and foremost, I'd like to say that I am a first-generation college student from an underserved community with big hopes and big dreams and big aspirations and expectations, but not very many resources, which led to a lot of frustration and broken dreams. That led me to really pursue the learner and the achiever in me, no matter how many obstacles or roadblocks I ran into. And when it came to the community of Maywood, where my husband Luis, Fernando Barco, and myself were youth pastors, and we came across all of these students who reminded me of myself. They had so many aspirations and dreams, but broken dreams because high expectations with no resources, a lot of frustration. So I thought, you know, what more can we do with them than talk with them and pray with them and hug them and love them and tell them that we believe in their dreams? Well, how about if I use my knowledge of higher education? The three most valuable things that I think Maywood offers to the community. Number one, I think it's a voice. It allows people to say, hey, I am interested in pursuing higher education. Number two, it allows an opportunity to listen and to be informed, because these are people that have their own ideas and they do have their own dreams and visions, and there's a need that this community specifically has. And Cal State Fullerton, as far as I'm concerned, is the only university that has come around to hear what those needs are and provide a program like the Maywood Education Fair that specifically meets those needs. And the third one is resources, in-kind support and also monetary support by fundraising. I understand that they've made great partnerships with organizations such as AT&T, other organizations, also political leaders. And again, those are great things where you always know what's important to people by where they're willing to put their resources, and where Cal State Fullerton's willing to not only put their own resources but advocate for more resources and look for more resources to continue to work with the city of Maywood. I mean, I couldn't be more thankful. The heart behind it is seeing the broken dreams in Maywood every single day, and seeing students that had so much heart and so much desire, but parents who would tell them out of need and necessity, like, hey, either I need you to finish school and start working right away, or like, hey, you're not really like invested in your school anyways, and we need you to help support the family if they were single parent homes. And I'm like, oh, it would break my heart, because I'm like, they need so much family and parent support. But at the same time, there was a culture of survival that was directly in conflict with the opportunity for education, which could have been perceived as individual advancement versus the family advancing together, which is when we all work collectively to supply the needs of the home. But a dream was born in my heart that day, and I decided that I would write a grant, and I did. I wrote a grant proposal. I contacted all of my buddies who worked in higher education, CSU, UC, private schools, community colleges. I had 18 reps said that they would come to an event if I would do it. I knew that it's a sanctuary city. Only 3% of the students there go to college to even begin with. And I just figured, like, okay, so if it's a sanctuary city, there's a number of undocumented individuals, and higher education is something that's new to them. How do I go ahead and create an unconventional college model that would be attractive to them and culturally relevant? Another thing was just focus groups and asking them, like, what would something need to look like for you to feel welcomed and encouraged and feel that you have a voice there? And that's where I got the idea of a carnival theme for the first year, with the loud music, with the street vendors, and with a stage with a full-on band. And an elote man too. Also using student development theories and figuring out validation theory and what people need. Also Swale, Red, and Perna's geometric model, and the three different prongs that students need for success. So putting some of those things together, the student development theories together, and then with the culture, with the community said they needed, and really being able to provide then a program and an event that met the needs of the community with using these assessment tools, rubrics, and frameworks. So I talked to the mayor about how do we allow the front of the street to be closed off so that we can turn it into a carnival and a street fair with vendors, with food, and with music, platform, and bands. And that's exactly what the first Maywood Education looked like. It looked like a street fair. Over 200 people came to the first Maywood Education Fair. I wrote sponsorship letters, support letters, and I walked around for 3 months to McDonald's, to King Taco, to Subway, to any business that would listen to me, and I asked them for money, each for $500 for scholarships, and we raised $5,000 that first year in scholarships, aside from the money that the city gave me, and we were able to award scholarships to students that first year. It was so wonderful because a lot of the students that came, or a lot of them, the majority of them, had never spoken to a college rep ever in their life, and for them to have that opportunity for the first time just meant so much to me, that you would bring a college experience to them when you know that they're not going to be able to go to it. The really cool thing is that I thought, what information do these families need to have? Well, they need workshops. Again, a very unconventional model, not you just sit down and I talk at you in a very closed environment, but it has to be an open setting that they can come in and out of, that has some music and again feels a very family oriented and celebratory style. I invited the mayor, the vice mayor, the city council members, and I had them come up to the stage, if you will, and that was part of the closing ceremony. And then I also picked who the recipients were going to be of the scholarships as well, and it was beautiful because each of them, and this part gets me emotional every single time, each of them read to the entire community their essay, what they wrote, and what they wanted to do with their lives, and how they thought they could get there. There was not a dry eye in the entire community. When the community realized that these students had dreams and that they had aspirations and that they had things that they wanted to achieve with their lives. So that was one of the most powerful points even for me. But when it comes full circle and you implement theory to practice and you see it all play out and you see these people read their dreams and inform their communities like, I am here, and I have a dream, there's nothing more powerful than that. That's where it all is birthed, and that's where it all came from. And it was so exciting for me to see that, because from then on you began a college awareness, a college going culture. You began to see parents talk to their kids more openly about college, instead of like, what job are you gonna get? It's like, well, I know 2 dates that I'm supposed to ask you about, the SAT date and the date to go to either CSU, UC, private, what the deadlines are. And because I was a member of the community, a very integral member of the community during that time, I would see people around on the street and in the community and get to ask them questions about it. And going on year 2, I'm like, well, I'm just one person. I can't keep replicating this all by myself. Anyhow, long story short, I ended up sharing it with the faculty, Dr. Person, Dr. Hoffman, and Dr. Person ended up talking with the dean about it. They decided to institutionalize it at that point, to make it like a capstone graduating class by adding to the curriculum, having the student becomes interns in the city of Maywood, which is what meant everything to me, because Cal State Fullerton made this so much bigger than I could have ever, and I'm so thankful to see today what it is and how many students are being impacted by Cal State Fullerton. So again, coming back 8 years later, I was so excited to see what Cal State Fullerton had done. And of course, it's always something that secretly is always your baby. Secretly, it'll always be my baby, and something that I look into and look at and see what's going on with it and how it's developed and how it's grown. But it's something that you are so happy to see Cal State Fullerton pour so many resources into it, all of their graduate students, and creating internships and really loving on the community and being able to collaborate with people by taking this on, and by really taking, again, the institutional initiatives that Cal State Fullerton has and really applying those to an entire community and bringing it back full circle. If I were to ask a community member or anyone from any community to donate to the Maywood Education Fair, I would tell them that they're not investing in the future, but they're investing in today. And today is being compromised every day. Today is being challenged every day. When I think about DACA students, and they're being challenged today, but they're not our students of tomorrow, they're our students of today. So if you take the time to invest in them today, you're sending a very loud message that every single human being is so valuable, no matter their background, no matter what they believe in, and no matter what their lifestyle is. Everyone is seeking a common goal, but everyone has a diverse way of doing it, and you're investing in the students of today, not tomorrow. So I just want you to understand that when you invest in the Maywood Education Fair, when you are a community member or any person that decides to give any kind of donation or contribution, you're investing in someone like me. someone that has dreams and that is able and that is more than able to accomplish so much. You just need investment and partnership, and you need someone to believe in what you're doing. So I encourage you to believe in what the Maywood Education Program is doing, and to partner with Cal State Fullerton in those endeavors.